Hello everyone, today our topic is leverages. Leverages is one of the important topics in third unit which is mostly asked in your exams. So be very careful that you do not leave this topic. This topic is already covered in yesterday's problem. If you are already aware of it, this is very easy for you. Okay, so we have calculated EBIT and then we used to deduct our interest, then taxes, then your preference share dividends, and then your last is share left out for the equity shareholders. Then you divide it with number of shareholders, equity shareholders, you will get EPS, right? That part of the pro forma is known as calculation of financial risk or the financial stability of the business. So today we'll be learning about leverages. Leverages is nothing but taking advantage of something you're trying to increase or decrease the position. Like for example, you're doing your masters, right? So why you're doing your masters? So that you will have a capability and skill which others do not have, or people who have not done masters will not have the same skills as yours. Yes or no, right? So you're taking support of something, you're taking support of your degree to achieve something bigger in life. That means earning better than them or so forth and so how. Okay, now for example, you have more machinery in your company. That means you have lot of machineries. What will happen? You will have an upper edge on the people who do not have the machineries, but also you need to understand that it will increase your fixed cost. Okay, so these are little things which matter. So what we'll do is we'll see one by one what are leverages and how to calculate them. Leverage is used in financial management. How to do more with less. Do more with less is nothing but allocation of the resources to the best possible ways to increase your profitability. Okay, now here what they have given, describe ability, that is the meaning or the definition. Describe ability of a firm to use fixed cost assets or funds to increase the returns to its equity shareholders. Okay, fine. This will understand while I'm explaining. Now types of leverages are operating, financial and combined. Always in the exam all the three will be asked. There is no possibility that they ask only operating or financial. 99.9% they ask for all the three with the combinations. Okay, so first we'll see what is the pro forma. You already know from EBIT how you calculate. Okay, in the yesterday's problem we have done. But before that you need to understand that if we do some activity, that is we generate some amount from the market, that is by doing any activity such as sales or purchases, only then will incur amount, yes or no? So sales minus your variable cost. Variable cost are the cost which will keep on varying. It is not fixed. It may deduct or increase, or it may become any which way depending on your sales also. Okay, comes your contribution. Next we will deduct financial cost, that is fixed cost, which is always remaining the same. It will not change. Okay, then you will get your EBIT. From here you know you have to deduct your interest, then tax, then your preference dividends, and then divide it into number of equity shares given. Then you will get your EPS. Okay, now if you observe, while calculating operating leverage, you will need the upper values only, that is your EBIT and contribution. Whenever you are calculating financial leverage, you will require EBIT and EPS, or EBIT or EAT, depending on your situation. Okay, that means your answer or your values lies here only. It will be in between here only, and your operating leverage will be in the upper portion. That is, you should be definitely you should know the chronology, that is sales minus variable cost gives you contribution, contribution minus fixed cost gives you EBIT, EBIT minus interest gives you EBT, EBT minus tax gives you EAT, and EAT minus preference dividends, if any they are given, gives you earnings profit, that is earning of the profits which are available towards equity shareholders, that you divide with number of equity shares, you get EPS. You should know all of these, and when you are using combined leverage you will require all of these. Okay, but mostly what we do is we calculate operating leverage and financial leverage separately, and then we multiply both to get combined leverage. You will understand as we do the problems. Okay, so here we have three types of leverages, and what are the formulas we'll try to understand. See, I have already told you that operating leverage, how do you calculate? You calculate by DOL is equal to percentage change in EBIT divided by percentage change in sales. Okay, here we'll see EBIT sales. Didn't I tell you that it will require only the upper portion? Next one is, for your financial leverage, you will require percentage change in EPS divided by percentage change in EBIT. Okay, again, here it is in the lower portion, that is your EBIT and your EPS. Both is required, which we have and which we know how to calculate. Fine. Next, combined is percentage change in EPS and percentage change in sales. That is the uppermost and the lowermost. Okay, fine. That also we know. Do we know how to calculate contribution? Contribution is nothing but sales minus variable cost is contribution. EBT you know how to calculate after deducting your EBIT minus interest is EBT. Do you know how to calculate EBIT? Yes, you know how to calculate EBIT. Sales minus variable cost it will give you contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost is EBIT. EBT you know after deducting your interest you will get EBIT. Then contribution already you know, and EBIT also you know. Okay, so don't get scared or don't get worried by seeing these formulas. Very simple. For operating, what do we need? Sales, EBIT. For financial leverage, what do we need? EBIT and EPS. And for combined, what do you need? Sales and EBIT. Need not worry. If you know the chronology, it is very simple and easy. Now what we'll do is we'll take one of the problems so it will be easy for you to understand. So to understand the concept of leverages and to know what we use it for, we'll take one of the examples. See, leverage is nothing but based on one thing, you're trying to increase another. For instance, I say that this year, last year my sales was 10 lakhs. This year I want to increase it by 5 lakhs. Okay, now what will be its impact on the earnings and how much I have to give back to my equity shareholders is what I want to know based on the increase of sales. Okay, so here we'll take one example. If you want to learn the pro forma, first you have to be very clear that sales minus variable cost will give you contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost gives you EBIT. EBIT minus interest gives you EBT. EBT minus tax gives you EAT. And minus preference dividend gives you the earnings profit available to equity shareholders. Okay, so now first what we will do is that we'll take an example. Usually this is the type the problems are given in the exam. So sales, we'll take it as X. We do not know company's value, we are just taking it as X. Now they are saying variable cost is 20% of the sales. So what will be, if X is nothing but 1X, right? So 20% of 1X is 0.2. What will be the contribution? If you subtract 0.2 out of 1X, it is 0.8X. Next, if you subtract minus 0.2x, fixed cost is given in the problem, which is 2x, minus 2.2x. So your EBIT becomes 0.6x. Next, your interest is 0.1 given in the problem. So 0.6 minus 0.1 is 0.5. Now tax rate is 50%. Now one thing, it is 0.5 means 0.50. So half of 50 is 25. So it becomes 0.25x. EAT is 0.25x. Preference dividend is 0.10x. So your earnings given available for your equity shareholders is 0.15x. If number of shares are 0.5, that means your EPS is 0.3. Okay, you people are familiar with EBIT calculations below. Above one, I want to explain you now and the type of problems which are given usually. Now you need to focus that whenever you are trying to calculate operating leverage, always it will be from contribution and EBIT. These two things will be definitely considered. When you are trying to calculate your financial leverage, EBIT and EPS will come into consideration. And how do you calculate when they say that increase in the sales or addition in the sales? For example, they say that here we are increasing the sales by 2. That means we are multiplying it into 2. So here if it is X, here it becomes 2X. Now 2X, 20%, here if it is 0.2, it is here 0.4. Next it will become as how much? 0.16. So 2x minus 0.4 is 1.6, 1.6 minus 0.2 because fixed cost does not change. So 0.2 is 1.4, 1.4 minus interest remains the same, right? Next 0.5 is EBT here and here it is 1.3. Now tax is 50%. So 50% of 0.5 was 0.25, 50% of 1.3 is 0.65. Next is EAT. EAT is again after subtracting you get the half of the amount. Preference dividend is same. Now here what happens is that EP, that is your earnings left out available for your equity shareholders, is 0.55x over here. Next, if you calculate your equity share, number of equity shares will remain the same. So your EPS here is 1.1. Now we have done all this to know what impact will it make on the earnings per share, on my financial operations, on my financial results if I increase my sales by 2 times. Okay, now is it clear? Now what will we do? We will take one example. First we'll try to calculate operating leverage. So here we are trying to calculate operating leverage. For that we have the problem. Okay, we have taken one problem and now you know how to create another problem, right? That means if one table is given to you and they say that plus into 2, that is twice of the last year's sales, we are increasing the sales by twice. Now you know how to do it. You have to multiply. If they say increase plus 50%, what you will do? Plus 50% you will add to the existing sales. Okay, so here we have one problem. Sales is equal to 10 lakhs. Variable cost they have given 60%. So 10 lakhs minus 6 lakhs is 4 lakhs. That becomes your contribution. Minus fixed cost is equal to 1 lakh and your EBIT is 3 lakhs rupees. Now if you increase it by 50%. Okay, so 10 lakh rupee plus 50%. Not into. Plus 50% becomes 15 lakh rupees. Okay. So 15 lakh rupees is your new sales. You have increased it by 5 lakhs. That means 50%. Last year it was 10 lakhs. This year it is 15 lakhs. Now your variable cost is 60%. Now how do you get 60%? Into 60%. That becomes 9 lakhs. So your variable cost is 9 lakhs. Contribution. Now contribution is 6 lakhs. Fixed cost remains same, right? So it is 1 lakh rupees and your EBIT is 5 lakh. Now to calculate operating leverage, what do you need? I told you before itself, you'll need the upper portion of EBIT. That means only your part of operating leverage is contribution and EBIT. Okay. So what we'll do? Contribution you have, that is sales. Whenever it is comparison, you will need sales. When there is no comparison, if they have given only the 1 year's data and they said calculate operating leverage, that time you will take contribution by EBIT. Okay. Now percentage change in sales is equal to. Now what happens here? Directly we have given 50%. You can directly take it as 50%, or else the formula to calculate percentage change in any of the same things. It might be sales, EBIT, EAT, or any of the things. What you need to do is new value. This is new, right? Minus old value divided by old value. Easy. New value minus old value divided by old value. So here it is 15 lakhs is the new value, 10 lakhs is the old value, and divided by 10 lakhs old value. 5 by 10 lakhs is 0.5, which is equal to 50%, which we already know. You need not calculate actually. Next is percentage change in EBIT. Now this you have to calculate because percentage is not given. We have to calculate it. Now percentage change in EBIT is 5 lakhs is for new year. That means for the new values that we have determined. Last year it was how much? 3 lakhs. So new value minus old value divided by old value. 5 lakhs minus 3 lakhs divided by 3 lakhs is 0.66 into 100 is 66.6%. So your degree of operating leverage is percentage change in EBIT divided by percentage change in sales. So 66.6 divided by 50 is 1.3 times. Okay, so that means if there is a change in 1 time in sales, there is a change of 1.3 times in EBIT. If sales, if you increase 1 time, it will increase by 50%. It will increase by 1.3 times. Okay. Next is we will calculate for financial leverage. So next we have taken another problem to understand financial leverage, because it was not possible to calculate operating leverage on the above details which were given, because it did not have any of the further required details, such as you need for calculation of financial leverage you need EPS. EPS was not there, so it was unnecessary data. So we have taken another problem. Here they have given EBIT. This was given to you, this we have to calculate. Now you know, right, how to calculate the other half. That means the next year's data, if they say plus 100%, that means 5,000 plus 100% is nothing but it is twice actually. Plus 100% is 10,000 rupees. Interest is 4,000, it remains same. EBT becomes 6,000 and 1,000. Tax is 50%. 500 is half of 1,000, which is 500, and 3,000 is half of 6,000, so it is 3,000. Number of shares remains same. EPS is 0.5 and here EPS is 3. Fine. So now can we calculate leverage? Now to calculate leverage, what do you need? You need EPS and EBIT change. Now do we have EPS and EBIT change? Yes, EBIT change is 100% already given to us. But if you want to calculate again, you can calculate as I have told you how to calculate, right? New value minus old value divided by old value. Okay, fine. So financial leverage, first we will calculate percentage change in EPS, because that is not given, that we have to calculate. So new value is 3 minus old value is 0.5 divided by old value is 0.5. So 5 is the total answer. 5 into 100 is 500%. Okay. Next is percentage change in EBIT, already given in the problem, that is 100%, but still we'll try to calculate. 10,000 is the new value, 5,000 is the old value, and 5,000 is the old value. So your answer is 1. So 1 into 100 is 100%. What is the formula for calculation of degree of financial leverage? It is percentage change in EPS divided by percentage change in EBIT. This is when 2 years data is given. For instance, no 2-year data is given. That means 1 year will be given and 1 year you have to calculate. That is comparison. In case there is no comparison and directly they have given the data and they say calculate DOL, DFL and DCL. That means degree of operating leverage, financial leverage and combined leverage. That time what you will do, you will take EBIT and EBT. No need of EPS. Okay, fine. That also we will do later in the problem. So here what we will do is percentage change in EPS. Here we know 500 and here we know EBIT is 100, already given in the problem. 500 divided by 100 is 5 times. That means if you increase 100% EPS, there will be a 500% change in your EPS, sorry, that means 5 times. If you increase EBIT by 1%, there is a chance of 5 times more in it. That means 5 into 5. Times is nothing but into 5. So for example, it is 5. What is 5? EBIT is 5. So what will be your EPS? It will be into 5. That means 25. Fine. So these are the simple problems. Next we'll be doing an examination problem. Concentrate. There will be further problems coming on this for another 1 or 2 days. And this is an important topic. So please focus.